All right, hey everyone, welcome back to another one of our podcasts. Elijah, obviously with the one-man, one-eyed, one-armed band.
One-eyed, one-armed. I got a
Yep,
harmonica and I can't play it, so there.
there you go. That's his excuse. Anyway, so Spencer, not here. Dallas, not here. Jeremiah,
He was no, it's not here.
he's not here. But it's okay, because the only interesting people in this podcast are us anyway. So, duh.
All right, let's get into it. Do you have?
Oh my God, you're so cool! Holy shit!
Oh my God, you're so cool! Holy shit!
We just watched the new abridged series of Attack on Titan by Takahata.
Team.
Or
Well, it's a Team Four
it's
Star project, but it's on
yeah,
Takahata's channel. So yeah.
yeah, and it's so amazing. I've never laughed so hard. I watched part of the original Attack on Titan. Elijah, you watched the a whole
Yeah,
Attack,
yeah. I just
the whole
like
thing,
in the
and
past
it
day.
is intense. It is like extremely intense. But you watch the abridged series, and it's it's good. Like I think it's good because one, even though it's abridged, it's still you have a pretty good sense of what's going on in the actual series. But it's just funny as hell. Like oh, it's so funny. And oh my god, it's so amazing.
I don't like
This
the
is
name. Have you known it?
we'll just we'll just call you Potato Girl.
That
I don't like
dude,
that.
that girl in the actual anime, like she's running all day, running laps around the entire area, I guess. And like this other girl, like she collapses like at sundown, and this other girl brings her bread, and she like gets up on off fours, and her eyes turn red, and she like snatches it out of her hand. It's like holy crap. She's like devouring it like an animal. She's like, and then and it's like, I also brought you some water. And she's like, oh, are you God? You are God.
You're our god.
Uh, but yeah,
Anyway, so
this
Dallas and
podcast,
Spencer are not here.
this podcast is going to be like our own topics because we didn't set some up ahead of time. But that's okay because we're interesting people and we have interesting things to talk about. But I think what I should say first is everybody go watch Dallas's Twitch. Oh my gosh. He's getting a capture card and he's streaming speed runs of whatever that game is. Chameleon Twist.
Games that people don't care about. Nah, actually, I kind of like watching Dallas play games. It's just crazy though, because like he's like ridiculously smart, and so is Spencer. Because I go to school with
But
him,
that's why they're boring.
and well, yeah, they're also well, I wouldn't say boring because a lot of people say weird. I just think they're different because
Their heads are on their asses.
whoa,
Well,
okay,
whoa now.
and but like I mean, they're really smart, but they do really smart things. And a lot of people are just like, "This is so nerdy, but why would you do that? It's so
There's
such
a
a
difference
nerd. It's so
between being a
stupid."
nerd and being smart.
Being, but yeah, people call them nerds, but they're not. They're just smart, and they like doing smart people things.
Like not hanging out with stupid people. You're antisocial.
Yeah,
No, I just don't talk to morons.
yeah, that's basically how it is. But anyway, yeah, like Elijah said, this is our own podcast, and we're gonna talk about what the we want. You can't tell us what to do.
I gotta do so much editing.
Yeah, you should probably come up with a system where. Okay, yeah, you should probably just edit this out.
Oh wait, Jerry's here. Can he join the call? Jerry might be able to talk for once.
He might be on. It might be on the podcast. You guys on a call, or did no one answer? Elijah says yes. We are recording. Would you like to join?
Would you like to join? Good sir.
I could just say we're recording. You want to join?
Sucker.
Sucker.
But I believe you have a story from today that you were talking about earlier.
I do have a story from today. It's actually from last night. Anyway, I was at a bowling alley. Which bowling alley? I will not specify. But it does have to do with flowers. specifically one giving on Valentine's Day, but I'm not going to disclose the location of this bowling alley. I participate in a high school bowling league, and I go to this bowling alley very often. And I was there
It's
uh,
Harvard.
last night, and I was there for like 4 hours. Well, the whole time I'm bowling, there's these people next to us that are like, there's these two dudes and these two girls. Well, one of the girls was bowling in a league there. She's bowling competitively. The other girl was just kind of sitting there, just chugging down the beer. Lots of it. These like three people went through like three pitchers of beer. It was ridiculous. But they
Beer
weren't
comes
like
in
they weren't
pitchers.
yeah, but they weren't like they weren't drunk off their asses. Even though I could tell they were drunk. They weren't. I mean, they were pretty mellow. The
It
guy
was
was actually they were
um
buzzed.
it was like stumbling. It was like slightly stumbling drunk as opposed to calling up ex-lovers and proposing to them drunk. Hey, I just want to let you know I want
I
to
love
spend the
you.
rest of my life with you. Son, go to bed.
Oh man, son, go to bed.
Uh,
And so we're standing there bowling, and and I didn't know who this girl was. I knew who the other people were because I've met them before, but I haven't seen this other girl. Well, like 4 hours pass. It's like 10:30. We leave the bowling alley. Well, we're bringing our stuff out, and there's like a 10-step staircase leading up to the entrance of this bowling alley, and they're all outside on the like steps because there's like a little porch there. The two dudes are leaning against the wall. Actually, not leaning against the wall. They're actually standing up. The girl's leaning against the wall. And there's this dude with like a beard and some gauges in his ears. And he's tatted out. And he looks pretty like hardcore. Like, oh my God. And, oh God, my phone. And he's just yelling at like top of his lung, like profanities, and just yelling at this girl. All I know is that he's yelling at her.
you
I don't know why.
ginger!
I don't know why he's yelling at her, but he is like freaking going OP on her ass. It was ridiculous, and I was like, man, he's kind of mad, and just didn't think of anything of it. So I put my bowling balls in the back of this dude's truck, and we're about to leave and go home. Well, I was like, hey, I got to like go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Let him go to the bathroom. Walk out. This dude's still yelling at this girl, and it's like 10 minutes. And I was like, dang, you must be seriously mad. Got in the car. My dad. Uh, our coach's son for high school week, and the dude that drove us up to the bowling alley, his name is Jeff. They're all sitting in there just laughing like super hard, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And Jeff's just like, "Just listen to what's going on outside the window."
Mhm.
They crack the windows, and I'm listening, and this dude is just yelling at this girl about how she lied to him, and I guess this was her boyfriend, is because she told him that she was going to work, and she went to the bowling alley instead and was getting drunk with, I don't know, a bunch of her friends, and he accused her of cheating on her. Well, what he did was take her, pick her up, pin her to the wall of the bowling alley, then throw her over his shoulder, walk down the flight of steps, and like 3 steps above the ground, just throw her down out in the parking lot. Just right on the ground. Just takes her, throws her on the ground, like, I don't need you. And then proceeds to like straddle her and then look down on her and like continue to yell.
Look
Then
down on her. I am
she
very
looked,
disappointed in you, young lady.
I will destroy you.
I will
And
crush you.
I will crush you. And he he's just like mad at her. And he picks her up, takes her, and just pins her to the side of like some random person's car. And like we're in the truck, and oh my God, it was just so wrong. Yeah, so my night was exciting.
I had a bagel. My family's home.
Uh, no more awesome language for you.
Not acceptable!
Uh, so anything interesting we should talk about? I hate school.
I have a story.
Okay.
You might remember this. This is from back in 8th grade when we went to the spring play.
Okay.
Time Caleb was dating Ashley, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And well, okay, so apparently I don't know what we were like downstairs and we heard people calling our name, so we went upstairs and they had just gone downstairs.
Oh, I remember
Yeah, yeah,
that.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, they're looking for us. I'm like, Caleb, I have an idea, and we run over to this open room, and I'm like, Caleb, just follow my lead, and I'm just start taking off my shoes and socks and take off my jacket and throw it down on the floor, and he's like looking at me. I'm like, just do it, and so he like takes off his shoes and socks and throws his, I don't know if he had a coat on or what, down at the floor, and then we take off into the other room and we just hide it in that other room. And his girlfriend comes upstairs and sees our clothes all over the floor. She's like, "What the heck?"
I remember that. Wasn't that also the night that Caleb and Ashley were like apparently hid in a closet together and didn't realize they were both in the same closet? And like his mom came downstairs and they both came out of the same closet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And this is like back in like
There
what
was no
eighth or
light
seventh
switch in
grade.
there, and there was some kid. Well, what happened was there was kids pounding on the door, and Caleb opened. Caleb, what happened was they were met. I don't know. Ashley went into the closet for some reason because there's kids messing with her, and they were pounding on the door and stuff. They're, I don't know, like kindergartners maybe. I don't know, like first graders. And so Caleb goes down there, they're pounding on the door. They run away, and he opens up the closet and goes in there. And then when he walks back out, his mom comes downstairs or something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and he got so much trouble. Oh, I felt so bad for the guy.
I had to vouch for him. I was like, nothing happened in the day of August 24th, 2007.
Jerry wants to know if we started the podcast already.
He can still join.
He can join. Well, we're in our own private call though. I don't want to start over.
No, we don't have to.
Okay. What? Maybe for a sec, then don't join.
Anyway, there's things happening on around me. Ugh.
So there's pots and pans for me. I'm sitting in my room. It is probably like 35 degrees in my room. I've got a jacket on,
Why?
and
Why is your house so...
my house does not have like good heating.
All right.
Jerry wants us to add him.
That's fine.
Everyone,
He usually doesn't talk much anyway, so now he gets a
I
chance
know
to.
he just listens.
Hi, Jerry.
What's up?
Bye, Jerry.
That's
No.
only you two.
Yeah, we're just
Yeah,
we're like maybe 10 minutes in.
yeah, we're not very.
So, are you recording now? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
kind of talking about stuff.
Do you have any interesting stories, maybe involving Ivy and how you wanted to flip like 13 tables or anything else?
What?
Oh, is that a little too forward or personal?
That's for another time.
That means
That's
never.
just for another time.
That means never.
No,
Anyway.
that
Yeah.
means for another time. But I can say,
Nah, then. Nah, I'm just.
but like I
kidding,
can
bro.
say what's going on with me, why I haven't been in the podcast, because I haven't.
We haven't
haven't
even
really
done
been
a
on the
podcast
podcast
in like
much.
3 weeks.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't think I was in the last one.
Well, no, everybody was in the last one.
okay.
The last one we did, everybody was in it, and the problem was, the week after there was
We all
finals,
suck.
and then the week after that I was gone, and nobody bothers to
Yeah.
ever record one when I'm gone.
We're all too lazy. These two pictures. I'm just looking at both of them right now.
You
Ours,
got the link. Yeah.
I'm gonna link you to.
It's just both of them together.
We got Pimp Elijah with all of his Dallas bunnies, and then we got me just terrified to death of women.
Of women.
Okay.
Either that or
Here-
I just jizz.
Jerry,
I
I'm gonna link
my
this. I'm
pants.
gonna link this picture into the description. But here's the other one that
Now,
I
Elijah,
improved
think-
Blake's
I
picture.
think a fitting. Oh God, that picture. I improved my picture. I've come up with a better quote for it. It's girls tugging at my collar, and I just jizzed in my pants. My eyes.
My eyes.
I can kind of
My
explain.
eyes.
I can kind of explain what's going on with my life.
Is your eyes?
Just
All right.
if
I don't.
like,
Okay.
well, okay. So
Sound
I may
glasses.
I may or may not be in the next few podcasts, depending on how things go. I am in season for diving, so that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be tired, and
Hey, heads up.
that's
If
cool.
any, heads up. The last podcast, I think I talked about the film we were gonna
Oh
film.
yeah.
Yeah, and there is a 50% chance that we might have to reschedule the dates. I'm not sure. We might be able to film at least some scenes, but I'm afraid there's going to be some continuity issues.
Should we
So we
tell?
might have to we might have to reschedule the filming.
Should we tell the viewers
Well,
About the movie.
about its aboutness, what it about is about?
Um, uh, I really
not
don't.
yet.
I don't think it's
You're not allowed to hear about it.
it's about
Get out of
bullying.
here.
It's about bullying. So yeah, that's the general idea. But it's almost like too complicated to explain what we're doing. We're making a movie for a competition that that my school at least holds every year. And the grand prize is $1,000, and we're trying to win it. And I got a pretty good feeling that we're in the running for winning it. And it's about bullying and a murder case slash it's a suicide turned murder case with some detectives, a commissioner, blah blah blah, and yeah, I think I'm in my third week of writing the script. Really,
Mhm.
a lot of revisions. But anyway, it's coming
Yeah,
along. But this is an update for Jeremiah. We might have to reschedule, but I don't know.
that's fine. Which I
Jeremiah
did.
hasn't been here when I learned to play the harmonica.
Well, let's not go over that again.
All right.
Um,
Okay then.
so
Rats.
yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna.
Edward, I've dreamed of this day
Okay,
ever since
Blake,
I
you
was a
have to leave.
boy. Woo.
No, but
So
what were you? Were we in the middle of something, or did we just like? Did Jenna? Were what? Was Jeremiah? When Jeremiah joined, were you talking about something, Blake?
About what?
I know. Were you? I don't remember.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But I did find a really interesting article. It's about a girl that had amnesia and discovered her real identity after spending 12 years under a different identity.
I mean, that's not very uncommon.
Like I don't know how like I don't even know if you could really actually say how you would feel if just one like how would you feel if you had amnesia and then discovered your own identity? Like that'd be hard to do because if you have amnesia, you don't remember anything.
So wait, you had amnesia. Wait, so you were like
Well,
she was living under a
it's
false
just you
name.
don't live your
No, she
past.
was living under a different identity because she couldn't remember her real name.
Oh,
And like no one knew what her name was
nobody knew who she
until
was.
she discovered it one day.
She's like, oh, that's me.
She just remembered.
Oh, that was me.
Actually no.
And
No.
oh, I can't believe
She 5 days after her disappearance from Tacoma, Washington, she was found in Aurora, Colorado, which is more than 1,000 miles away. She was completely disoriented, had no identification on her or any memory where she was or doing at that time. After admitted to her hospital, doctors discovered that Jody was a fugue state and suffering from amnesia. She decided to settle down and start a new life in Denver. So she enrolled in a university and found a job. Called herself Jane D. Later moved to Sitka, Alaska, and married a local whom she had 4 children with. She was
Oh,
working as a web designer when one of her colleagues accidentally saw an old photo of her on the Seattle newscast and figured out it was the same person. Jody's friends and relatives in Tacoma, Washington saw her again 12 years after 12 years, but however, she wasn't able to recognize any of them. That's like wow.
whoa,
that's a deep
that was some big
amnesia.
trip to go from wherever she was to Colorado. I don't
She
know.
must not have completely lost her memory because she went to school.
Okay, Blake, there's a difference between memories and
Basics.
well, there.
I know amnesia is a complicated thing.
I know.
Um,
You
amnesia
lose like memories of
is
people more than like how
yeah.
to talk.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more of information that you retain,
Yeah.
like problem solving
You
skills.
you still know how to do
You'll
things.
always
You just don't
have
know
your
who anyone
problems.
is.
Yeah,
I
which is what I'm
guess.
Wow,
saying.
this is
Like you
amazing.
always have problem-solving skills.
Yes.
Gawker.com. Michigan man has reportedly gone to the internet-ready lengths in order to troll his ex-wife with a daily reminder of his feelings toward her. According to a person claiming to be the ex-wife's daughter, the crazy wealthy Bloomfield Hills man, identified only as Allen, allegedly purchased the house next door to his wife and proceeded to move in with his daughter Tiffany. He then went a step further and purchased an expensive bronze statue of a middle finger, which he placed on the back porch and aimed at his ex-wife's house.
That's awesome.
As if they weren't quite enough passive aggression, Allen ensured the statue was visible 24/7 by shining a spotlight on it after dark. Allen and Tiffany are the best neighbors, tweeted Linka to Tohoy, but ew, who does that? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's hilarious.
Okay, well,
It's hard for me to enjoy my baths now because my favorite tub is in my mom's bathroom, which faces outdoors out towards Tiff and Alan's house. She wrote,
well,
"You have to
I
take a bath
Wait, why do you
getting the
why why do you have a giant window right in front of your bathtub?
That's what I don't get.
Who would do that?
That's just wow."
I mean, I have a regular window on the second story of my house into my bathroom. I was like, why is this here?
for it to be considered a room, there must be a
Because
window.
my dad, like, I remember one morning, I woke up, I went to the bathroom, and my dad calls me, he's like, hey, what? I could see you taking a crap. All right. 'Cause he was driving away to work.
Whoa. Wow.
Um, for a room to actually be considered a room, it has to have a window.
Jerry, I think you just pulled that out of your butt and called it a fact.
No, no, this is something my brother told me. Oh, for a room to be considered livable, it has to have a window.
Well, nobody lives in just a room unless you're in Japan.
And by that, and then in China, you live in cubicles.
You live in bunk
This
beds,
square.
bunk bed sized houses. Now they have hotel rooms that are about maybe a foot tall and just like maybe 10 feet long, maybe probably more than that. And you can like have a little computer in there. Well, it's like 2 feet tall, I guess. And they're just stacked on top of each other. You just got like a bed, like your mat and a pillow, and whatever else you can fit.
So
Well, I think I'm
I
gonna go to
remember
bed.
once I remember once taking a crap and I was sitting on the toilet and there's a window right next to the toilet, but like when you sit down, you can't um you can't see the person taking a crap. Well, I remember one day sitting there and I hear a knocking on the window and I look up and I can just see my mom like jumping up trying to look in the window. I was like, "What?" And she's like, "You need to come outside and help." I'm like, "I'm taking a poo."
Waddle on over here and help me.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, "Dude,
Well, I'm gonna go to bed.
Hey.
fine."
Bye, I'm Dallas.
Bye, I'm done. I thought he was going to stay on for longer than that, but that's all right because this won't be a very long podcast anyway. My voice goes gravelly when I talk quieter.
This is the wow. More and more of these websites are popping up.
For what?
People advertising like free stuff or get rich schemes, and you get on the website, and the website just looks so fake.
Oh,
Here, check out this
it's
one.
just all silicone.
No, it's not even that. This one's advertising a free credit card knife, but you can tell it's fake. Besides, it says plus $4.95 shipping and handling.
Holy crap, this is so fake.
I know.
It even has its own little video.
I know. We need to talk about more interesting stuff. This podcast is actually turning out to be pretty boring.
You're boring.
Okay.
No. Well, if we have topics to talk about, we could talk about them. Sorry, I was watching that stupid video.
Oh, it's just stupid. It's fake.
Got
Like
off track.
anyway, I'm trying to think of something.
So, black people.
Racist.
That's racist. Then you,
That's racist.
what have you been doing recently? So how's the weather outside? It's dark.
I'm sat in my bedroom and done nothing all day.
I have no idea how to breathe.
I have no idea how to breathe.
Hey Johnny, play that one about falling down the stairs.
It was just like, I have not done anything but school today. Man, being a junior sucks.
Because when you're a senior, you have like no classes.
You don't. That is literally what my schedule is looking at being. Like, I'm not gonna be doing anything.
My cousin's like half a year older than me. He gets off of school at 10:30.
Dang. Well, that's what my dad did when he was in school. He was like, yeah, my senior year I had two classes, one try, one class and one try, and then like I graduated early. He was like, I already had my credits and everything that I needed.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Blake? What goes on in that head of yours?
Hell, I reenact violent situations.
Really?
No, I don't do that.
Blake and I have an ongoing picture war.
Picture battle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna win.
I believe I am winning.
Yeah, it's because you.
These are my beliefs because I've sent so many.
Yeah. I need to send some more.
We're not going to go off on that tangent either. We're not going to tell you anything what that was about. We're just going to give you the basics.
Yep, picture battle.
It's like epic rap battles, but a lot quieter.
And a lot more still.
A lot stiller. Ben Stiller.
A skydiver jumps out of a plane. His parachute fails to open. He hits the ground and dies. The coroner comes up and looks at the man and goes, looks like he didn't get the gravity of the situation. It's funny because it's a physics joke.
Oh, snap. I don't think that's a physics joke.
I treat my rugs like my wife and beat it.
All right. Just beat it. I don't...
Just beat it, man.
Beat it.
Beat it.
Get yourself an egg and eat it. That's backwards.
Okay, I had like another dyslexic moment at lunch today. I mean, they're literally like limitless. I didn't realize that, like, okay, at lunch I was getting honey mustard.
Yes.
And I got back to the table and I said, without even thinking about it, I just said, man, I got a lot of money mustard. It's completely backwards.
My dad's does.
It gets even stranger. I'm sitting in the passenger seat of my dad's truck. And my dad's told me to call my mom and be like, hey, what's some pizza? Like, is there any deals on the Papa John's website? And I call my mom. And I was like, hey, what are some of the deals on the Papa John's website? And she goes, well, there's like a large 3-topping pizza for like $11, and there's like a large 5-topping pizza for like $10. The whole time I'm reversing the price and the number of toppings.
there's
My dad didn't
$11.
even tell me until I hung up. He goes, "You read every single one of those backwards." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "You told me there was an 11 topping pizza for $10." I was like, "What?" It's like you read every single price and number back to me backwards. I was like, "Wow. I must be dyslexic. I say everything backwards now. It's ridiculous.
Dude, you're not dyslexic.
I am dyslexic. I can literally say some words like backwards flawlessly."
Deb, I just said bed backwards. Get on my level, son.
God, dog, tack, cat. Come at me.
Watermelon. You gotta tap it out. No. My dad does that on purpose, like switches up the letter for words. But he also some things like he realizes like a second too late what he's about to say.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
hey
he
dad, how
tries
much
to correct
gas
himself.
is there in the car? He's like, just a bad tad bit.
Just a bad tit.
Ah, that was nasty. That was really bad.
I once said, it's really cold out. It's it's a bit tipply.
That doesn't
I
even.
know. It's a bit tipply.
What?
I was like, what? What did it just say?
Sometimes I'll say things and I have no idea what just came out of
The
my mouth.
weirdest thing I've ever seen though is my mom said a whole sentence to me backwards once, and it wasn't just she said like she reversed all the words around, and just said it backwards. Like I don't know.
Oh,
I went to the grocery store, and she didn't say store grocery. To went I, or yeah, she didn't say that. She literally said every single word backwards.
all right. So
Yeah, and I like knew what she said too, and I was like, "You just say I went to the grocery store backwards," and she was like, "No, I didn't." Yes, I did. What? Oh, he must be dyslexic.
All
It's
right.
great.
So I've been reading scary stories on Reddit's No Sleep, like so many scary stories. I don't know why I'm obsessed with them, but I read them so much. I was like, huh, yeah, that's scary. And then I'll go to the next one. And they don't really affect me. But I saw the best comment on one. Okay, so this guy has like a whole series of scary stories. And he's like, oh, by the way, I left a comment on someone else's thing, and someone else is just entitled 12. It says there's 12 of them left. So this guy, he has a trophy from like January for like the best story series or whatever, and he's like, okay, I'll make this better, and I'm gonna read out in my best reading voice, this guy's comment on here. He's like, based on there are 12 of them left. That's the whole post. That's what it was. So he commented on it using this. He's like. 12 survivors brought together by a fate they couldn't imagine. 12 strands weaving the last remaining threads in the tapestry of human civilization. Valerie stood by the window of the 8-story apartment, staring at the scenes of chaos outside. From outside the hallways, the sounds of the wandering nightmares were coming closer. We need to have a stronger barricade, cried George in panic, his back pressed against the straining door. I'm not sure how much longer we can hold out. The door shuddered and groaned. The wood was beginning to fray. The door hinges rattled as their only defense against the ravenous horde outside that was threatening to shatter under the assault. Jean, please tell me this isn't happening, wailed Valerie, her eyes darting from the scenes of carnage outside the window to the terrified George against the door. I'm sorry, Val, John whimpered as he prepared the last of the shotgun cartridges remaining. I never imagined that this is how it would end. The survivors knew that the horrors that each of them have witnessed, and they saw it too, a nightmare so terrible and strange that it caught the world unprepared. They thought back to 2 months ago, the plague that became an epidemic. Then the news of the outbreak of Patient Zero of the children's party, turning that innocent scene into a house of horrors, followed by the increasing frequency of emergency news breaks warning citizens to stay indoors and avoid contact with others. The chaos that followed people in blind panic turned on their neighbors for fear of being infected and the horror of watching a loved one turn into one of them. After an infectious bite, a large panel of wood broke free and an inhuman hand started clawing through. Shotgun blast from a panicked John crashed through the door, knocking one of the beasts backwards, but it was not enough to save them. The weakened doorframe was quickly overwhelmed as the mass of surging bodies with ghostly faces and hair broke through the barricades. May God have mercy on our souls, whisper Fred. The clown apocalypse is upon us. And the last words uttered by humanity were drowned out by the sounds of 1,000 giant novelty shoes rushing towards them and honking noses pressed against their flesh. The clown
What did I just
apocalypse.
listen to? The clown apocalypse.
Oh.
What?
This is
I
literally
don't
the best
understand.
horror story I've ever read. In one, it was so.
Clown apocalypse. Try. Oh, I remember once you told me like a really scary story once, but it was like stupid. Oh, I still love that one. It was like you had to write the shortest story
Oh yeah,
as
yeah,
possible
yeah.
in the few sentences possible, and the topics where it had to involve religion, mystery, and and love.
Yeah.
And the only apparently the only A in the whole class that someone got was this. Good God, I'm pregnant. I wonder who the father is.
Dun dun dun.
I
Uh,
was literally this.
So,
I was.
so I've seen like a lot of people are doing the Oculus Rift type thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it's becoming. I don't know if it's becoming more and more popular or like the bigger people are finally buying it. But there's a lot of games and stuff out for it, and it's like really freaky. Like the horror games they make for it, because it's all 3D. You can't take off. You can't just exit that out. You gotta like rip the goggles from your head because that's all you can see is the horror game. So you see people freaking out and they just like throw the throw the Oculus Rift down.
I do like an Oculus Rift because it's all on the computer, right? So you can control um you can control what the thing is actually displaying on the Oculus Rift. I would have some dude playing like I don't know some sort of kind of scary game, and I would pull up just the freakiest picture I could find online and just instantly change it from the game they're playing to that picture. Just like and on their face, and and they would struggle to get that thing off their face.
I don't know if it works that way, but that would be awesome.
Yeah, it's Oculus Rift for like when I watched Tested play it, they they had it hooked up to a computer
Uh-huh.
and they were playing it that way. They were playing TF2.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's weird. But I would still try to do that.
Yeah, that thing. Mm.
Well, like I'm distracted.
But the thing is, like, you can look around, but only to a certain extent. Like, you still got to use the keys and everything to move and turn yourself around. But you can look around like a little bit with the Oculus Rift, which is cool. And everything's like 3D, 4 something dimension. One of the many dimensions that we currently live in. Yes.
Shit. Did you see the picture I sent you?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yes, I did.
Flowers, your happiness.
The police guy, like, no, they're SWAT. Aren't they SWAT members?
Like no, I think they're like British police.
They're just taking out flowers. Like, they're just in a field of flowers. I think that the flowers are photoshopped in. Maybe.
They're actually beating a black person.
Hey, he was in Britain.
Civilian. I didn't make it. I didn't specify race. It was just a suggestion.
A very dark-skinned civilian. Who happened to be black.
People are not gonna watch this because we're racist.
Well, if anyone's still here, let me make you leave with this. If the camera adds 10 pounds, do African children even exist?
Oh, oh. Every time
Bye.
you tell that.
I'm sorry.
Oh. All right, maybe next time the next podcast will be a lot better.
We're not very good at this. The problem is we didn't have anything set up beforehand, which is my fault.
Yeah, and our wives aren't exciting.
And our wives.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was actually texting this girl and whatnot, and I was, um, um, she was busy driving, so she didn't respond. I was like, damn it, multitask. Girls are supposed to be good at that. She's like, that's mean. I was like, well, guys are supposed to be able to satisfy women, but it's hard sometimes for them to do that when they got a millimeter Peter, or when the woman decides to fake an orgasm. That was like,
What?
exactly like I had no clue what I was saying.
Wait, you just was spouting off words.
Basically, that's what I was saying to her. There was this girl named Alexis, and I told her, I was like, I called her Alexis Texas just to be like stupid. And she was like, "What? Who is that?" I was like,
No
I
one.
don't want to have to explain this to you."
Oh crap! I'm not recording.
Oh well.
No, I'm joking. I never recorded. Whoops. That's gone. Oh man. Guess we'll have to.
Too bad.
This is basically how our conversations go without recording a podcast.
Some people are like slinkies, but they're really good. They're really good for nothing, but they still bring a smile to your face when you push them down a flight of stairs.
Yes.
I hate it when people post on Facebook, bored with nothing to do.
So my
And
dad.
I'm just like, what the heck do you want me to do? Message you? Quit being bored. Need some moral support?
Yeah.
Really, you need to quit being bored.
I'm ugly. Yes, you are. He's like, am I ugly? People think I'm pretty, but I don't know. Am I ugly?
Pretty
So here's a
ugly.
picture of me. Oh my god, get it on my screen. What is that?
I remember that.
But yes.
Yeah.
I was going. Oh yeah, my dad was like, so Elijah, he was dropped on his head as a child repeatedly. Like we grabbed him by an ankle, just.
Wow, what the heck is my... Okay. Anyway. But, yeah.
Bada.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Do you have a Jordan
Bye.
story?
I... let me think about it. Think about it.
We still have to have a Jordan story, even if the podcast sucks. Oh my god, you suck.
Oh my god, this podcast sucks!
Yes.
Jordan's story... I can't really think of... Oh, besides the fact that Dallas and Jeremiah freaking sprint to lunch every day.
What?
They, like, sprint to lunch.
Dallas and
Like,
Jerry?
They run to the lunchroom.
Why?
Because they're fat.
Oh.
Why else?
Okay. They're fat, so they run a lot. That makes sense.
I have no room to speak. I weigh more than both of them.
Combined. What?
Yeah, I'm a fat ass. But anyway,
You're not. He's not that fat. Almost, but not quite.
He's not that fat. But I just call him fat because I weigh more than both of them. So I have that right.
Yes, you do.
It's like me walking up to a 300-pound person. I can't call him fat, but I can sure as hell call him skinny.
No, you can't.
No, because he'll know I'm lying.
He'll think you're being sarcastic, and then he'll sit on you.
Oh,
Aw.
that's a problem. I don't like being sit on.
Really?
I don't think anyone likes being sit on.
Well, tell me about that. How does that make you feel? I'm Dr. Phil. And
all your problems
can
are
be related to because you're fat.
Because you're fat.
You're just fat.
If you want to fix all your problems, you need to quit being fat. Like literally, I feel like this is like, oh, my son wants to kill himself. It's because you're
You
fat.
gotta stop being fat, and your son will be fine.
Like, oh,
If
oh my
you can
gosh,
just stop.
people think I'm ugly. It's probably because you're fat and because you're ugly.
If you can stop being both those things, then you'll get laid.
Ah,
Thank you, Dr. Phil. You're my hero.
you're so inspirational. Every single time I watch his show, it's like some girl walks up. He's like, "Oh, my son, he's just la 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 la." Here, you just sit there in that chair and let me talk about why you are a disgrace to humanity. Like literally, that is what he does. Like, let me
I
talk
watched
about why you're just a terrible person in
the
general.
only thing I've ever watched from Dr. Phil was something. It was like, I don't know. For some reason, it was a 5-part thing because nobody could be bothered to upload the whole thing. It was in 5 parts. But that was fine for me because I just clicked through them because it's on YouTube. I don't care. But what it was like
Oh my god, you're so cool! Holy shit!
the worst children that like don't behave and whatever. And
Oh
all of them,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and all of them were fine except for the one. Like there were normal misbehaving children. The parents just didn't know how to discipline or tell them what I don't know. But there's one. He was the oh my gosh, I hate him so much, but it was so fun to watch.
Did he have
He was
like? Did
his
he
name
have like
was
a mullet and he like slapped his mom?
yeah, his name was Noah.
Yeah, yeah,
I think his name was Noah.
yeah. I
And
remember
it's
that. And like the
hilarious.
woman, like he's like,
He's like
don't interrupt me, and just slaps
yeah,
her.
and he's like he says she like abuses him all the time, and I'm like no she doesn't. You want to say that if she did because then she'd abuse you more for telling.
Yeah, duh. I'm like, she abuses me all the time, so you slap her on
Yeah,
television.
yeah.
You
He's like,
idiot.
how does this
Like,
feel, mom? And she's just like, what the hell?
yeah, she's just like, what are you doing? like, don't touch
There's this one
me.
teenage girl that's just her mom brought her in because basically she's just distant from her mom. That's all it is. And she comes in, she's like, man, these kids are assholes. She's like, I'm sorry, mom. And then they left at the end.
Dude, even better was I remember Dr. Phil. No, it wasn't a Dr. Phil. It was Mari. Like you're like you are not the father. Oh,
Yeah,
like
in
Mari.
your face.
Face, bitch. And yeah, I am not your baby daddy. That's not racist. And this girl comes in and she's like, I do what I want. And like, and they're like, why are you in here? And she's like, well, my daughter has slept with over 300 men. And I'm like, I'd be like wondering why the hell she knew 300 men in the first place. You like whore her out or something like
How
that?
do you know that many people to
How
begin?
do you know that many men? You like put yourself on Craigslist. I think your mom would have figured out like at that point, like why the hell is she seeing all these men? Is she getting paid? In that case, you can do something about it. She's obviously whoring herself out, and she was like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, call the police. What are you doing? Like, call the police on these men. Oh! Did you watch the Dateline with
Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen? Oh my gosh, those videos of like the perverts coming in like those like
I love
um
him.
one dude came in like straight naked, and Chris
It's like,
Hansen just
hi,
walks
I'm
in,
Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC.
and we're about to delve into
Yeah.
the
He's like, hey,
the
is it true you came down here to see a 13-year-old? He's like, no, I
and they're
drove
like,
no, I drove 300
no,
miles to see a
no.
14-year-old.
I thought that was the legal age. I'm like, this dude just like walks in straight naked. And he's just sitting there on this bar stool, and Chris Hansen walks out, and he's like, hi there, I'm Chris Hansen. Yeah, I know you. Here, you might want to put this on. I was just like, wow. And and this dude's just sitting there, just straight naked. And then he's like, go put your clothes on. And this guy, and this one guy tried to like sweet talk his way out of it. And I remember once though they did legitimately let a guy go because he he walked in the house and like he came to the house, but it wasn't because he was like being a pervert. Like I guess he just came to the house just because he was curious, but he was like, he's like, "Did you come here to see a 13-year-old?" And he was like, "There's a 13-year-old here," and they're like. And like they just let the guy go because he had no clue. They had no clue why he was at the
Like
house.
some guy, some random guy.
Some random dude just like walks in the house like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And like,
Can
they're
I
just like,
bum a
"Why?"
Cheeto off of you?
And then one oh dude, like some of the people that walk in, and like one dude walked in, he's like, "I believe that having sex with 14-year-old girls is the purest form of sex," and I'm like,
The bloodiest.
what are you high?" And this dude was like nerdy. He was like wearing glasses and like had a hat
I
on,
love
like
how you
kind
said glasses.
of glasses, and had a hat on, like a gold chain, and he was wearing like he had like a gold chain on, and like had his hat. He had his hat tipped back really far and kind of angled to the side, and he's like white nerdy, and oh, it was just so funny. He's like, "I believe that having sex with 14-year-olds is the purest form of pleasurable sex," and I'm like,
Only because you can't fit anything else.
only can't fit as in he's too small, or one dude came over and like posing as a gay dude.
No, no, gay.
No gay,
No,
no
no,
gay.
no. No pervert here.
No, no, no,
No, no, no.
no 13-year-old.
Wow.
No underage kid you want to stick your penis in.
Yes.
And oh dude.
Uh, okay, what I was going to say back on Dr. Phil,
All your problems could be traced back to the fact that
that
you're
kid, that
fat.
kid Noah, like he was talking about how his mom was like yelling at him on the plane, and Dr. Phil's just like calls him out on all this stuff. All these inconsistencies in the story. He's like, what about this or that? Didn't you just say this? I thought you were just talking about, and he's just like, crap. And he like doesn't say anything. He's just like and the and I love the guy that uploaded. He like put his own commentary in the description. He's like, dude, no, it just got owned.
Oh, dude. And other Dr. Phil's like oh, like people that are OCD. That one was kind of weird. A lot because it was like they were like people that have OCD. They like to stand in corners and they have this like meditation session
What?
where they get rejected or they get accepted. If they get rejected, then
After.
they go into like a rage. And I'm like, what the hell is this rejected? And they show this kid, and I'm not knocking the kid. I just find it strange. I've never seen anything like this.
What?
And
I
okay,
don't
this
know.
kid is
I
like
don't know this. I'm
it's OCD. It's OCD. Very severe cases of
holy
OCD.
crap.
This kid
What?
stands in this kid. His parents claim this kid, and he's actually not a kid. He's like 20. He stands in the exact same place. He's got it marked where he stands in the kitchen of their house. He stands there in the exact same place every single day and closes his eyes. And sometimes he just opens his eyes and feels fine and goes back to what he's doing. They call that being accepted. When he's denied, they caught a video of him being denied. He like goes into a rage. I've never seen a person just out of randomness rage so hard. This kid was like
You've
like slamming
obviously
his
never played Xbox Live. No.
World of Warcraft kid shoves remote up butt.
The greatest freak. That was. Oh, I love that. So much.
Even though it was fake, it was so
Like
hilarious.
he goes in the closet and comes right back out, and somebody's like, "In Narnia, out of Narnia."
And he's just like, "Mom, I hate you." Shoves a remote up his butt. Mom, I hate you. Shoves a remote up his butt. And like, but no, this kid just stands there and he like picks up a chair and throws a chair and starts slamming his head against the table.
She was
And
like, "Honey, he needs to go through with this. Just let him kill himself, and we can be done." Just
I was just like, I've never seen OCD that bad.
that seems like he's demon possessed. I don't know. That's kind of weird.
I would look at the kid and say demon possessed. I'm not knocking the kids. Don't think I'm making fun of him. I think it's strange.
That's another way of saying that's freaking weird, man. Don't do that.
I think it's funny how people. Actually, no, I don't think it's funny. Moving on.
What?
I was gonna say like people are like, oh, I'm OCD, gotta have everything in the same place, every blah blah blah.
It's
I'm like,
not.
that's not what
It's not really
OCD
OCD.
doesn't.
It's just being
OCD doesn't
neat.
mean. That's just, yeah, that's being just you want everything to be neat. OCD is like a medical disorder.
OCD is where you do the exact same thing every day or every hour, whenever.
Yeah,
And
you
you
feel
have
like
to. You have to do
you
the
have to. If
same
you
thing.
don't do it the same, then you
Something's
don't
wrong.
feel right.
Yeah, you like go crazy. You're like, oh no, what's wrong? Oh. And you like freak out about it. You can't do anything.
Yeah, like this one girl like makes like she can't even make meals because she feels like if she doesn't make the meal perfect every single time that it won't taste good. Like she was down to the point where she would crack the egg, separate the shell out of it with a pair of tweezers, weigh the egg. If it didn't weigh the same as the past egg, she threw it out. I'm
Okay,
like
that's kind of severe,
like
but yeah.
yeah, that's like to the point where it makes it hard for the people to live.
Okay, lady named Candace.
Phineas and Ferb?
No, different Candace. She teaches at the
Okay.
school we used to go to, like
Oh,
fourth grade.
okay.
Yeah, she lives in the town close by, and I always thought she was OCD because like she'd go outside and she'd like triple check if her door was locked or something, and I just realized no, her neighborhood's just freaking terrible. Like she has two kids
Wow.
and she can't let them play outside. She's like I can if I really hated them, I could just let them play outside for an hour and I wouldn't have to deal with them again.
Really?
No, it's not that bad, but it's pretty bad.
What's wrong with her neighbor?
No, not neighbor, just the neighborhood.
Oh,
The
neighbor did
place
she?
the place where she lives.
Wow,
Dude,
that's
I'll
severe.
tell you, but I'm gonna bleep it out in the thing.
Whatever.
She lives in
Really?
yeah,
Surprising.
or
Well, then again, it
the
is
part she
bunch
lives
of,
in is pretty
oh yeah,
pretty
it is
bad.
filled with a bunch of rednecks and whatnot, and black people.
Who are bad, not the other one.
Bleep that out. Bleep that out. You're gonna leave that in now, ain't you?
I didn't even
You're
say
gonna get me
anything. I
killed.
didn't even say anything. You said it.
You're gonna get me killed one day because like some dude's gonna be, hey, that guy's making fun of me.
Yo.
Exactly. What is exactly what he's gonna say?
Then he
Email
slams
him
you through a
white.
table. Just picks you up
He's
by
gonna be
your
like
collar.
he's gonna be like Jerry and feel like flipping like 13
What
tables.
happened with that? Because he's not here now. We can talk about it.
We should probably just end the podcast first. Or did you already end it?
All right, we can end it. Do you still have a Jordan story? Because yeah, it's time. It's time to end anyway.
Jordan story. Um. Dang. Oh. No. No. Man, Jordan hasn't done anything like exciting
I
at
have a
all.
slight Jordan story
Oh.
from a.
Oh. Flipped out on some chick because like she called his girlfriend a dirty, and he like flipped out on her.
right hook.
Did he? No, I mean, he went on a yelling spree, like call her like, like go to hell and go kill herself and whatnot. He raged.
What?
He was pretty pissed.
How do you respond?
Okay, like he broke up with his girlfriend. It was really abrupt, and
Yeah.
like his girlfriend has been giving him absolute
Yeah,
hell.
I know about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, but like, well, viewers want. But anyway, so like she's just giving him absolute hell over it. And she told him that she was expecting him to wait like 6 months before he dated again. Like,
Yeah.
like she was still trying to control him, which is like
Yeah,
he went about a week. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, he made it a week. And come to find out, literally 2 days after they broke up, she had already started dating someone else. So she's a hypocrite. Anyway, his girlfriend that he's dating is interesting.
She's emo-ish. Is
No,
it
she's
emo or like
She's
does
not
she dress
emo.
emo?
She's just kind of. No, she doesn't dress. Well, I mean, she wears a lot of black clothes, but
That's kind
she's
of
not emo.
gothic. Maybe I don't know.
No, she just. I mean, she just wears black clothes. Jordan wears a lot of black clothes too, but.
I don't know. I haven't really met her.
Sometimes she came dressed up as a zombie. Obviously, she's like a hipster. Anyway, she's different. She doesn't say much, and a lot of people don't know her. I mean, she talks to me and Jordan all the time, but her like his like ex's best friend just like absolutely despises Jordan now because he broke up and so he broke her heart, shit like that. And like they were just walking down the hallway and she just goes dirty. George just like turns around, and just starts yelling at her. I'm just standing there, just like straight face, like nope, nothing to do here.
Just fly away on a
Hurry up,
jetpack.
Jordan. We gotta get to class.
Fly away on a jetpack. Nothing to do here. That meme.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
I'm just like thinking, come on, Jordan, get this over with, so we can just go to class. Rip for a new one later.
Hey, you
Come
done
on.
yelling at this? You done yelling at this thing? Cause we gotta go.
All right. So what were you gonna say?
What did I start saying something?
Like I have a slight Jordan story.
Oh, well, not really. Nothing compared
All
to
right.
anything that ever happens ever. Like I had a
All right.
conversation. Oh wait, no. What about the time when on Skype he's like you want to take this one, Blake?
Oh
That
yeah,
one.
yeah. Okay, so um, Jordan has an unfortunate loss in his life, and Jordan was making yo mom jokes. Elijah was making yo mom jokes. Jordan made a your dad joke.
Well, actually, George.
Elijah made what did he do?
Well, I think what had happened is
You guys are like insulting each other and something.
kind of like
Just
slightly in not really. I was just throwing. You guys were having a conversation. I was just throwing in my own stuff.
yeah, he's
How I
throwing in
usually
his
do.
random
It's
like
like
oh
it's like
mom.
no, cause no, I remember because he was talking about how he was in trouble for getting a new girlfriend. He's like, man, I'm and and
Yeah,
and then
basically.
he's and Blake's like, you've always been that way. He's like, since I was born, I was, and then I'm like, by your dad.
By your dad, yeah. And Elijah just goes, by your dad. And Jordan, like, there's a moment of silence, and Jordan just goes, you want to take this one, Blake? And I was like, fine. His dad's dead. Elijah just hangs up from the call, leaves the group, logs off Skype.
Oh, I went. I typed in the chat too. I was like,
I'm sorry.
I was like, God damn it, and then I left.
God damn it. And George just goes, oh, even better. I don't think we told the nap story
What?
about it. Okay, we had to fill out these forms to go on a field trip. Nap goes, "Hey, make sure you put I want you to make sure you put both parents on this permission slip because they'll give you hell over it." And Jordan goes, "I was like, his dad's dead." Nap just turns around and looks at Jordan like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And Jordan just goes, "You insensitive bastard!" And just gets him and leaves. Yeah. I'm just sitting there just laughing my ass off, and Nab's like looking at me like I am the worst person in the world.
Because
I'm like, you don't get. I'm like, you don't get
He
it.
was faking that, or not. Or he was faking the crying, running out of the room.
He was faking it, but like I was like, you don't understand. Jordan jokes about his dad being dead all the time, and Nab just goes, "That's messed up."
Well, that's messed up.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't talk about it very much though.
We talk a lot about Jordan,
I know. Okay. No, we don't talk about his dead dad though.
except on this call
Except all the time,
when he's
like Dallas feels the need to go. My dad would appreciate me so much. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jordan.
out of the
He
blue.
just does that. I'm like, you're a terrible person.
Dallas. He's like, yeah, my dad's a cool guy. Sorry, Jordan.
That's basically what it does.
Just say that every time. Every time you mention father or dad, you just go, sorry, Jordan. And just as a side, you're like,
Sorry, man.
our great president of the United States, father. Sorry, Jordan. George Washington.
The founding mothers.
Founding fathers, sorry, Jordan, of this great country.
Wow, this is okay. So we need to wrap this up.
All right, yeah, it's time to end it.
Podcast sucky. Yeah.
This has been the LunchTable podcast. We will see you whenever we record again. Bye.
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 Have a stroke every time you try to say it.